Hi, I'm Dr. Cath Watson, and today PD Insurance has asked me to talk to you about obesity in pets. This is way more common than you might think, and part of the reason is that our perception of what we think is a normal weight has been expanded by the fact that we see so many overweight animals, so we like to compare ours to what everyone else's looks like. But unfortunately, we're seeing an increasing trend of overweight animals. Now, obesity is a direct result of too many calories. You cannot exercise it off. It is all about food control. Some of that's going to be the type of food you feed. So it's not saying that any particular food is bad, but it's being aware of what you're feeding. And by that, I mean not only the dog or cat food, the biscuits, the wet food, the meat that you may purchase for them, but also the treats and all those little extras off your plate that you might slip them, a piece of toast in the morning, all of that sort of stuff counts as well. It's all food, it's all calories. Now, when it comes to obesity, you are in control. So the best way you can manage those calories is to measure them out. And when I say measure, I don't mean using your hand scoop as a measure, because that's obviously really inaccurate, and particularly if you've got multiple people in your household feeding your animal, then obviously they're all going to have different size hands. So use a measuring cup or a measuring device, whatever works for you, and measure it out. If you think that with lots of people in your household that maybe some people are going to be a little more generous than others, measure it all out at the beginning of the week. Set up 7 containers, measure out Monday to Sunday, every day. Include the treats in what you measure out, anything you know you're going to give. And if you're going to give food off your plate, all that sort of thing, then make sure you discount that out of the food that you're measuring out for them. So making sure that every day they're getting the same amount of food, not lots of extras as well. Don't worry too much about packet guidelines. They are there as guidelines, and that's all they are. They're not going to suit every animal. Some are going to need more than what the guidelines say. Quite a lot are probably actually going to need less, particularly if they're overweight. So if you've got a pet that's overweight and the packet says you're meant to be giving them 1 cup a day, and clearly they're still gaining weight, cut it back. Start by dropping 30%. So give them 2/3 of a cup. They're still not losing weight, give it at least a month. But if they're still not losing weight, then drop it further. Drop it back to 1/2 a cup. Don't be too hung up about the fact you're feeding them less than the packet may say. And turn dinner times or feeding times into fun. Teach your dog a new trick. Hide the food around the house for your cat to make them go hunting for it. Use things like puzzle toys, and there's lots of options out there. Things like maze feeders. You can even convert egg cartons into puzzle toys for cats. So fold them over and the cat has to open the egg carton to find the food. Lots of ideas if you go and have a look online for that. Cats are particularly challenging if they live an indoor-outdoor lifestyle as well, because obviously it's pretty hard to control them heading off to the neighbours for a feed or any hunting that they might do. One thing you could consider if your cat wears a collar is to put a tag on that says, "Please don't feed me." Or consider building a catio or creating some safe outdoor area where your cat can't get into trouble but also can't go scavenging. The other thing I want to point out is that while we talk about weight loss and weighing animals and aiming for a target weight, the reality is you're much better looking at their body condition. And what this means is aiming for some targets. So first thing, you want to be able to feel their ribs. And the easy way to do this, it should feel like you're running your fingers over your own fingers, knuckles. So you want to be able to feel those ribs. That doesn't mean you want to be going in and out of them. And you don't want to be seeing in particular dogs, because obviously cats are generally fairly hairy. But you don't want to be seeing every rib all of the time. The second thing is the spine. You want to be able to just feel those knobbles along the spine of a healthy weight animal. Thirdly, you want to see a waistline, and that's from the side and the top. So that means where the ribs end and before the pelvis, there should be a dip in there. There should be a tuck in. There should be a waist. And when you look at them from underneath, when you look at the chest, it should be a lot lower, and then it should tuck up to the abdomen. That's what we're talking about with body condition. So we're looking for an ideal body condition score, and there are two ranges, either of 3 if you're using a scale of 1 to 5, or some people use a 1 to 9 scale. So ideally there you're looking for an ideal body condition score of 5. When it comes to aiming for weight loss, keep a record. So know what the starting weight is and take some photos. It's a great way of seeing how your pet is doing over time, because this is going to take time. They didn't put weight on overnight, they're not going to lose it overnight, and we don't want them to lose it overnight. If your pet is particularly overweight, it might take over a year for them to actually get back down to their ideal weight. But as long as you've got those records and you can see the progress, then you're fine. Now, the last thing I'd like to mention is medical conditions. So if your pet already has a medical condition like diabetes, maybe Cushing's disease, there's a range of conditions which can result in increased weight gain. Please talk to your vet first before you start undertaking a weight loss program, because while it will be really good for their health overall, it does need to be managed a little more carefully. And the other thing to note about medical conditions is that the longer your pet remains overweight, then the higher risk they are of diseases like Cushing's disease, the harder it is to manage conditions like arthritis, which we know are really common in our older pets. So making sure that your pet is an ideal weight, ideally throughout their life, but particularly as they get older when it's harder for them to get around. So I hope that's helped you with obesity.